hello, it's Sarah from the Deep Blue Sea. Sarah from the Huntingdonshire Child and Family Centres. Hello, you've just caught me playing with our pirate ship. I've been having a lovely time. I've got my pirate ship ready. All my little pirates are here to play. I have a lovely deck here full of exciting things to play with. And I found some very, very lovely shells which make great props for my little sand play area. I've got some lovely sand here that I've been playing with, and do you know what? This actually isn't sand. It's not real sand at all. This sand, we have made this sand, and you can make it too. So if you haven't got any sand at home, have a look at this video. Right, I'm going to move my sand, not sand tray out of the way for 1 second. Come on, pirate ship, you can come over here. And I'll bring in my mess. I don't know how I do it, but every time I come to play, I always end up making a mess. So, for making sand play, if you haven't got any sand at home, if you can't go and buy any, this is a very good tip. All you will need is a cup, a spoon, a recipe, like I have here. You'll need a bowl for mixing. You'll need some flour. Doesn't matter if it's self-raising or plain flour, just any old flour will do. You will need some oil. I'm using sunflower oil because it's taste safe, so if you have young children and you worry about them putting it in the mouth, if you use the flour and the oil combination, it's not quite as bad for their tummies. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's safer than using any other oil. We have some cocoa powder, or you could use food colouring. So I've got food colouring, which is yellow, to make it a sand colour, but I've also got cocoa powder purely to make it darker, like sand is, but also because of the smell. So if you want a lovely smelling sand, I recommend using the cocoa powder just for that. It makes it slightly darker than the yellow food colouring, but it is a nicer smell. Or you could add the flour and the oil and add the yellow food colouring, but you could also add a flavouring to it as well. We made, what did we make? We made some cloud dough last week in one of my groups, and we used peppermint in. So we put some food colouring in and some peppermint, and it was a lovely minty aroma that the children liked playing with. So you could do that as well if you wanted a scent as well. But I've got yellow food colouring and the cocoa powder. So get your cup and your flour. You might need an apron for this. You don't want to get too messy. So I'm going to put, oh my goodness, mess already, 3 cups of flour in, depending on how much you want to make. You could also do a tester pot if you want. Just do half the recipe just to see how it comes out. Normally when you start adding this, you do normally have to add a little bit of flour or extra bit of water as well, just because the quantities don't always add up. Can you see that flour fluffing everywhere? So then we've got our 3 cups of flour in. Then we need the vegetable oil or sunflower oil. And you need about 3/4 of a cup of this. So that goes in. And then this is where you can add your cocoa powder or your food colouring or your essence. What do you think? I think I'll go for the cocoa powder, purely for the effect, so you can see it better, because it goes a bit darker, and for the smell as well. So I'm just going to put just a spoonful in there for now. Oh, it smells lovely. And then you just have to mix it all together. And you sort of want the consistency so it's firm, so you can make shapes out of it, but also so it crumbles, so you can turn it back into sand again, just like real sand. So it's all coming together now. It's all, the oil is all sticking the flour together. I'm going to go so far, and then I'm going in with my fingers. But make sure all the messy done is done with a spoon first before I put my fingers in. So I'm not as brave as you guys are. Okay, think that's most of it in. So we get fingers in and have a good old rubbing. It's like making dough a little bit, so you can rub it between your fingers. It's looking a little bit like breadcrumbs. It's really, really soft, so you can talk about the smell and the texture. Rub it together with your fingers. So it's just slightly crumbly. It's very soft. It smells delicious. So, okay. So it's at the stage where you can squeeze it and it makes a little ball. Like that, so it's stuck together. But it's also at the stage where if you crumble it, it goes back into little sandy granules. So you can play around with this if you want it a little bit softer or a little bit runnier or a little bit firmer. You can add more oil or more flour if you want a more crumbly texture. You can see it looks a little bit like sand now, doesn't it? And it was with everything that was already in the cupboards here. You can use cutters, you can use rollers, you can use cutlery as well if you haven't got any Play-Doh equipment. It's really nice. You can form it together. If you put more oil in, it sticks together and you can make shapes from it. But look, there, that's just made a ball. But then again, if you squash it, it goes all crumbly again. How amazing is that? So we made this last week. We played it on the sand, we played with our seashells and our boat, we made shapes, and we had a lovely afternoon playing. There, see, it's just like Play-Doh, but it feels a lot softer. You can do a little bit more with it. So have a go, see what you think, let us know how you get on. I think I need to go and wash my hands. You can watch this video back. We can post the recipe online as well, so you can have a go yourself. But let us know how you get on, and I hope to see you at one of our groups soon. Bye.